The next issue is the issue of coordination. You go to different countries around the world, and in most cases, the developing countries, we have people doing training everywhere. And there was another issue raised this morning that we are not certain the nature of that certificate, what somebody can do. There has to be a coordination of all the training agencies. That does not mean policing institution. It just means we want to know exactly who is doing what and where. And this is important for that for society. Anybody can open a class somewhere, as was mentioned this morning, teach students, offer them a certificate, and by the time they go somewhere looking for a job, and all they will be told is, we don't recognize this. And this is where the issue of qualification also comes in. When there is this coordination, it's very easy for us to know who is offering what, where, and what are the standards of those qualifications that they are offering. So this coordination is very important between all agencies. How many times would somebody from the Ministry of Education walk down across the street to the Ministry of Labor and say, I need this information? Or invite the Ministry of Education, invite the Ministry of Labor, invite all those other agencies, the workers, the employers. Let's sit down and discuss this. Let's know who is doing what and what we also are not offering, what we don't have within Barbados, so that we can offer it to our citizens. The issue of labor market information was also driven this morning quite clearly. You cannot design. The idea that in TVET we said the curriculum belongs to the community is to say, okay, what do you want us to teach? What courses, what programs, what do we put into it? Because these people are going back to work for you. We develop programs today without a clue as to what is out there, what is needed. There's no labor market information, there's no any data. We don't even know whether there's a place for that graduate of our institution to go and work. We don't know whether they can find job even in the immediate Caribbean region. But we still, anyway, run the program, graduate students. And it's happening every day in our universities, in our training institutions, all over. We contribute to the structure of unemployment. Now, how do we get about it coming together, which is the key thing? Unless we find a way to invite all the stakeholders, as I mentioned to you, the community. There are representatives of the workers, the employers, from the ministries, the different ministries, to sit down every time we design any curriculum. Same thing also should go with the institutions. If they're designing something, they need to invite all these stakeholders there also. Another important issue is the issue of investing in training. One of the difficulties we face is because there is no steady investment in training. All over the world today, most countries are moving towards this qualification framework. Most countries. And the argument is the schools are not preparing students to the standards that we need as employers. Now, are the employers participating in the investment in training? Are the workers participating in the investment in training? We regard training as a public service. Whether you are a direct beneficiary of training or you are an indirect beneficiary of training, you should contribute to the investment in training. No government can run education successfully if it is to run it alone, not even the richest country on earth. Those countries have used multiple sources of financing. Multiple sources of financing. And I said, in the Caribbean, this is what we need to do. And if you're funding training through only one source, and that source is affected, then it takes you backward, probably 5, 6, 10 years behind. And so there has to be a multiple source of funding in order to be able to provide the training that the citizens will require.